Alrighty, I am back with I Love Stamping at 1 p.m. with Karen. So I'll give you guys just a second. I just ended my first one from 11 o'clock this morning. Had a couple seconds and now I'm back with the 1 p.m. version, which will be kind of the same as the 11 o'clock version, but we'll be making 12 more cards at the very end. So I'm here to answer any of your questions you have about myself, Stampin' Up, in my Inspired Daisies team of Stampers, anything you have regarding Stampin' Up. So I'll just give a couple seconds here for people to find me. If you have time, please give me a thumbs up, share this video to your friends, family members, anyone that's interested in stamping, or maybe they're not, but you think they would be. I would appreciate that. So I'm just going to get a little organized here and get the ball rolling. Okay, I hope you guys had a great day so far. I have. I have to tell you that I'm recovering from from carpal tunnel surgery, which was 6 days. I'm 6 days post-op, so my hand's kind of hurting a little bit. So I might cut that second class a little bit shorter. We'll see. But I'm going to try to get through everything. And then just take a little bit of break. And then head back to my craft room to design my monthly card club. I'm using the perennial lavender paper, which is so pretty. And I haven't checked inventory lately. But it is gorgeous, and I have this feeling it is going to go back order very quickly if it hasn't already. So let me just try to quickly find that for you. I run a monthly card club, which probably half of my team actually belong to. It comes to your door every month. Here it is. It's so beautiful. And I send you kits to make 8 cards. You have so much product left over. You'll get 6x12 designer paper. I have not announced this one yet, but I'll announce it now. So you're going to receive 6x12 paper from the designer paper, which is called the Perennial Lavender. And you'll have 12 sheets that are 6x12. You're going to get a full pack of the purple fine shimmer gems. And you will also receive 2 sheets of these paper butterfly accents and 9 extra sheets of cardstock. And there'll be any of these colors here: Shaded Spruce, Lost Lagoon, Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape, Berry Burst, and Fresh Freesia. And maybe some white. I'm not really sure. It depends on what I have in stock. I did actually order 1 pack of each of these colors last night. So I've got them all coming to me, and I'm looking forward to marketing the Perennial Lavender Card Club. I am using, in case you want to know, the Perennial Postage Bundle, which is the one down here. Excuse me, which is the one down here, which is a sentiment stamp set. I love sentiment stamp sets, as you know, and these dies are going to be awesome to work with. So I'm looking forward to those. But let me go, since I spoke for like almost 2 hours, I think I need a cough drop or something to drink. So hold on just a second. Okay, I just took a drink. I need to take a cough drop. Hopefully I can talk at the same time, but all right. Hey, Lynn, how are you doing? Hello again, Deb. All right. So we're going to get together. My agenda here really is to just answer your questions that you may have regarding Stampin' Up, myself, my Inspired Daisies team. It can be, anything really. I'll try to answer the questions the best I can. If I can't answer them, well, just shoot me an email and I will do my best to get that answer for you. But today is a great day for you, for me, for Stampin' Up, anybody that paper crafts. we have the mini catalog that just became live for customers. One of the perks about being a demonstrator is that you receive, or you can order, pre-order items from the mini catalog and also receive Sale-a-bration a month earlier than customers. So we don't really have to sometimes worry about any kind of back orders, but now, since our customer base has had the opportunity to place orders, well, some things might be getting a little bit low on inventory if they're really hot items. So I don't know. I think it's awesome to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I was a hobby stamper back in 2012, and then 4 years ago became business minded. So I'm still learning. I am not perfect. I'll be 100% honest with you. I am not perfect. I make mistakes. If I don't know the answer, well, I kind of feel bad that I might not know that answer. But again, I feel like we're all learning out there how to, you know, create things in a personal life, maybe how to deal with relationships, what have you. But anyway, I'm here to just talk. You can put your questions in the comment box there. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Franklin. Hello, Lynn. Okay, so I have some things that I'll talk to you about. I did send out an email last night and this morning to my email base that if you have any questions regarding Stampin' Up! Myself or the Inspire Daisies, send the question to me ahead of time. That way I can kind of prepare and have those questions. I do have 4 questions that have already been asked, so I'll go over those at some point. But I'm going to start with a lot of questions around joining Stampin' Up! And the thought process of I have to sell. I have to have classes. I have to have a blog. I need to have a storefront, whatever it is. I can tell you that is absolutely not the case. In 2012, I began as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, a hobby demonstrator, just purchasing for myself. I would meet my quarterly minimums because I started out with nothing, zero, no ink pads, nothing. My first experience with Stampin' Up! Was probably back in early 2012. And I went to a home party and I was introduced to heat embossing. We heat embossed this beautiful wood stamp set called Swallowtail. It's a really big one, and we embossed it in gold. So we put together paper, powder, gold powder, Versamark ink, the heat tool, and we made magic. Now, if you have not ever experienced that, let me know because I will definitely do that for you. Maybe I have the stamp set, the Swallowtail stamp set. Maybe I will even heat emboss that on another live for you, just so you can see the magic that happens with heat embossing. That magic sold me. I have a new hobby. That's what my mindset was. And guess what? I need to order some things because I didn't have anything. So I started out as a customer, and then I quickly found out that I could save my 20% just by joining Stampin' Up. I didn't have to sell nothing. I can just be my best customer, and that would be myself. And that's where I have been up until maybe after a couple years, I decided to start teaching classes, and I had them at the local library until we actually took up too much real estate. And that meant we were taking up too many tables at the library, and they didn't want us there anymore. So then I just took people into my house. They didn't want us. I still want my stampers. I want to make those friendships, be social. People need socialization, and loneliness is a big thing. So I've met a lot of people through paper crafting. When we moved back in 2016 to where we are today, I didn't know anyone, zero. And stamping has brought me together with a lot of friends that, you know, are sisters to me. We're Stampin' Sisters. Um, I would say as close as sisters, whatever. And everyone on my team, I just enjoy, I enjoy stamping with everyone. So it's been a good thing for me. And if you're not a demonstrator, I hope you truly consider becoming one. And if you're not interested in if you're not, you know, if you don't want to sell, and that is fine. And that's where I was. Okay, so with that said, I want you to know that if you become part of Stampin' Up in the Inspired Daisies team, we have basically a no pressure attitude on our team. And you can do whatever you want. You can be hobby or business minded. It doesn't really matter. What I offer my team is a lot. And I have it on my website where you can download this document. I'm going to go over it with you so you know what I offer as an upline or your potential upline. Inspire Daisy's team, you will get, okay, right now we're running a special. So you will purchase, you'll get to purchase the starter kit for $99. And if you have sales tax, well, the sales tax has to be added in as well. There is no shipping cost on your starter kit. It comes to you as a free shipping. You can also, for that $99, you can receive $125 worth of Stampin' Up product. And so that's $30 for free. So $99 will get you $125 worth of product. In my card class later on, I am going to be using all products that I would highly suggest to a beginner stamper in their starter kit. You know, we've all been there. If maybe we haven't, but I think, you know, for me, I was there at one point in my life. Another thing that you can do is you can just purchase the starter kit for $99 and you can select the Glass Mat Studio, which has a value of $60. It is underneath all this paperwork here. I do have it. I was one of the lucky demonstrators that got their pre-order in super early at like 5 a.m. in the morning, and I got one of these, so I was very happy with that. I haven't used it much. It works really great with watercoloring and all that good stuff, but it works just simple stamping as well, and that's what we'll be doing later. With that starter kit, you will receive free past paper pumpkin kits. So generally speaking, in a paper pumpkin kit, you receive a stamp set, a ink spot, which is a really, really tiny ink pad. It's probably like maybe 1 by 1, but it works great. You receive generally some embellishments. You'll receive kits to make either cards or 3D projects. A lot of times it's cards, but once in a while they do throw in 3D projects like boxes and bags and, you know, you name it. And then you might receive some linen thread or some ribbon. It just depends on the kit. So that will give you a stamp set, and you'll get you some extra things too. They also add glue dots and Stampin' Dimensionals usually. And they always have a lot of product left over. And then free shipping, which I said, they send you free business supplies because you are now a demonstrator and they want you to have the business supplies in case you want to go business minded. If you're a hobby stamper and that's all you want to be, I would still take those catalogs that you receive for free from Stampin' Up, put your information on it, you know, your name and email address, maybe your phone number, pass them out to your friends. Bring them to work. You never know when your first customer will appear. After 3 weeks of me joining Stampin' Up back in 2012, within 3 weeks, I had my first downline. I had no idea who this Patty was. No clue. She lived in the town next door, and the reason why she joined Stampin' Up! Is because I had things on my calendar. I was teaching classes at that point. That's why she joined. She wanted to learn paper crafting. When you place your first demonstrator order, which will be after your starter kit, you start beginning to save the 20%. Once you get to $1,800 in sales, and that can be your own personal sales, it can be a combination of personal sales and customer sales. Say you want to craft with your sisters or aunts, uncles, whatever. I've actually stamped with men. They come to my class, my in-person classes. I have a guy that comes with his wife, and it's a date night. Okay, and now I got sidetracked there. Oh gosh, $1,800. So you will now receive a 25% discount. So it's 5% more than what you received before. And then when you join my team, you'll get a welcome packet, which will include a letter, a lot of different links that you can join. We have a private Facebook group where we post a lot of challenges. I upload files, free PDFs for my teams, what have you. I send a My Ready reference, which is included in the welcome packet for all Inspired Daisies, levels 1, 2, and 3. What else do I do for Inspired Daisies? I have and provide right off the bat, I ask you, do you want help putting in your first demonstrator order? I give that opportunity to either have a one-on-one or group computer training via Zoom. Or if you're local to me, you definitely can come over to my house here and we can work together in my craft room. I think it's very, very important that an upline does spend time going over the Stampin' Up! Website because it is a different experience from that customer side versus the demonstrator side. We just learned, and I showed last month to my team members how to create a list and then take that list and dump it all right into your cart as easy as can be. That way you're saving a ton of time, not having to learn item numbers, what have you. You can just click on that picture, put it on your list, and then when you're ready, just dump it all in your cart. So a lot of them didn't know how to do that, and I was teaching them last month on the monthly team meeting. We have milestone achievements for the following, and there's a lot. The 3-month quick start, a 6-month quick start, qualified, title advancement, recruiting, incentive trip, oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. Hold on, because I have that wrong on the website and I need to fix it. It is called the, okay, so this one here, the $1,000 or more monthly sales award is called the Shasta Daisy Grand Sales Award. And the other award is called the Gerber Daisy Grand Sales Award, which is $600 to $999.99. Again, I don't expect those numbers out of hobby stampers unless they are building their craft room and they just love to order Stampin' Up! Collect stamp sets, add to their collections, buy all the colors, whatever. All right, and then monthly sales awards I provide to the top 3. We also have a monthly royalty pot that everybody's welcome to enter if they qualify. We do year-end awards, usually at the end of October or early November. I send a Stampin' Up! Anniversary card on your anniversary with Stampin' Up!, your birthday card, participation in challenges. Anyone that participates or, if I ask them to do something or they participate somehow or in the challenge awards, I send something and I'll go over what my what I offer for the member milestones in just a second. I also honor volunteerism. Daisy Charm, you receive, depending on your, excuse me, on your achievement, I give access to all of my online class tutorials, my classes. They're all for free for anyone in my directs, my level 2s and level 3s. A Daisy discount code is created for anyone that is interested on my team that wants to come to my Creative Escape retreats. And I have two, usually the spring and the fall retreats. I try to have one in the summer, but a lot of times people are just too busy. So that one doesn't usually fly, but my spring and fall retreats do. And they cost about anywhere between $135 to $150. And I always provide a discount code for them. And it's usually $20 off that cost. We have monthly virtual team meetings, which are not required, but we'd love to see your face appear, or maybe just your name. It's by Zoom. We also have virtual team crafting together, and that's usually the last day of the month, unless it falls on a holiday, or if I'm doing something that was like family oriented, or craft fair or something like that, I need to switch it. It'll be towards the end of the month. We also do a stamper of the month, and that is optional. There is no pressure on this, but what I do is every team meeting, we have somebody present, and it can be a card showing step by step. It can be just showing a card and telling how you designed it, a 3D project, whatever. But at the team meeting, I draw the name. So I have this little fancy teacup that I got at a consignment store, and I just kind of take these and I jiggle them all up, and then I select a name. And this name says Amy. So Amy has the opportunity to present at the next team meeting, and say she doesn't want to do it. She's too scared. She doesn't want to do it. I, of course, encourage her to, and I can help her with that, but she's not required to do that. I've had some team members turn me down, and that's okay. That is totally okay. It's no pressure zone on the Inspire Daisies team. And what I would do is I would present something on her behalf. I've had team members present as well. So again, it's it's optional, and it's like, again, no pressure. We have weekly challenges followed by a random participation drawing that is on our Facebook group page. It's a private page, our group just for Inspire Daisies. Debbie is in charge of that. She has been doing this and in charge of it for maybe 2 years now. And people will take a picture of their project. That is an entry. Every time you show a different project, you get an entry. And then she'll just draw out of random hat or use a virtual kind of app that works, that will select randomly the name. And that name is selected, and then I send them a gift for participating. We have team swaps. We've had them, honestly, maybe one or two times. I want us to have them more, but I need somebody to help me do that. I need a volunteer to do that. I'm always looking for a volunteer. I do myself participate in team swaps with a different group, a business-minded group. I just actually sent 21 cards to Jennifer, who lives in the Midwest. She's organizing this swap. In probably another week or two, I will receive 21 cards back. And I will be showcasing those to my team first, and then we will showcase them probably on one of my lives. We have sketch challenges, color challenges. We show techniques, and we share even more than paper crafting. There's a few members that are quilters and that make amazing quilts. People crochet, knit, what else? I hike, so you'll see definitely pictures of my hiking. So if you're interested in joining the Inspire Daisies team, Stampin' Up, I think that you should. And there's a few of us out there that I see in comments that are part of my team, and they can tell you exactly why they signed up with Stampin' Up. I do have some testimonials that I'll show you. I'll pick a couple in just a bit to tell you what their reasons are for joining Stampin' Up. But a little about me, because you should know about me personally. I actually have lived in Vermont my entire life. 58 years. Yep, I just told you my age. I'll be 59 in April, which seems a little weird for a number. Those odd numbers are kind of strange, but 59 years old next in April. Married to my husband since 1988, and you can do the math and tell me how how long that is. We have two grown adult sons. One is married, and he is a sports information director. And his wife, Avery, and let me just show you. I uploaded a new picture. It's on my website. You can download this document as well. Here we are in the backyard of Max and Avery and their two sons. But she is an oncology nurse for children and a nurse educator. I am here holding my grandson, Hudson. I work part-time for a park and recreation agency. My husband is next. He works for the town of Hartford. There's my grandson, Finley, who's a preschooler. He's 4. My youngest son, Mark, who's going through his 4th knee surgery pretty soon. He just tore his ACL and meniscus back in July, so he's got to have that repaired again. He's a driver's education teacher. And then his girlfriend, Sarah, who is a middle school math teacher. So bless them if they're they're math teachers and driver's ed. Like, I didn't like math when I was in school. I didn't really like school at all. I just love to play sports. So also you can find me, like I mentioned, you'll see on my business page, Inspired by Graham, on Facebook, that I love to hike. I took up hiking when we moved down here a couple of years after my Achilles surgery. I started hiking in the White Mountains, and it's just breathtaking. And I took up backpacking through hiking 2 years ago and completed the Vermont Long Trail, which is 272 miles. And apparently it's the hardest trail in the United States based on mileage, and I accomplished that. And most recently, you could have found me hiking the Appalachian Trail in Connecticut and Massachusetts, which was about 140 miles. We did that in 13 days. Both of those hikes were fundraisers in my mom's memory for the Alzheimer's Association. She just passed away in June. So it's my giving back to her in the organization. I've raised about almost $3,700 in 2 hikes. And I just think it's something that I like to do. My favorite hiking trail is to Camel's Hump, which is a 4,000 footer in Vermont. And I'm also trying to accomplish hiking all 48 of the 4,000 footers in New Hampshire. And my goal someday is to through hike the entire Appalachian Trail, which is over 2,000 miles. So that's a little bit about me. And you can download this document. It's on my website. And then quickly, what do I offer for team milestones? I mentioned all the things that I do offer for my team. But for instance, I'm not going to go through all of these. But say you just joined my team. You'll receive a welcome card. You're going to receive a daisy charm. And you're also going to receive my Ready reference book. If you advance in title, you will receive a congratulations card, another daisy charm, and a package of embellishments in a clear block D. And then again, over here, we've got the Stamper of the Month. You'll receive a thank you card and a homemade gift. And any of the volunteer challenges are the same thing. I've given away for homemade gifts lots of paper crafting things, but also I do crochet. So you might get a twisted headband for winter use. So that's a little bit about me. If you have any more questions about me, then just let me know, because I think you should know about your upline. All right, so that's what I wanted to go over. Sale-a-bration in the mini catalog, it's so awesome. I enjoy when every catalog comes out, but the one I enjoyed the most is the mini catalog, because Karen doesn't really like winter much anymore, even though she lives in a cold state of Vermont. And earlier this morning we had this like snow, like, I don't know what it was, squall, and the whole ground was covered in like less than 10 minutes. And now it's all gone because the sun is out. But I've lived here all my life. You'd think I would enjoy the winter, but you know, as you get older, it doesn't happen much anymore. But anyway, I asked on that email I sent out 2 emails. If anybody had any questions, to email them or post them on a Google Sheet, which I received 4 different questions. So I am going to go over those with you. And if they don't answer your questions that you're thinking of, then shoot them in the comment section. And if you don't want to do that, you can also email me at Karen@inspiredbygraham.com, and I'll get back to you that way. You know, because some people, they just don't want to ask openly, then that's perfectly fine. I respect that. So the first question that came about was, if I sign up, am I committed long-term? ? And the second half of that question says, do I have to buy a lot? So I'm going to answer that first question, which again is, if I sign up, am I committed long-term? You are committed as long as you want to be. If you just want to purchase that starter kit and then that's it, well, then that's fine. That's all you need to do. It's your decision. It's not Karen's decision. It's not Stampin' Up's decision. It's your decision. So you're not committed whatsoever. However many months, days, hours, whatever you want to be a demonstrator, that's perfectly fine. And I'll talk about that a little bit more on a couple questions down below. Do I have to buy a lot? Nope, you don't. You could just, like I said, purchase a starter kit for $99 and be good. That's all you need to do. And I've had people do that, and they come back as well after that. So hopefully that answered that person's question. If it did not, then just let me know. Or maybe if you want me to explain it a little bit more, I can. The second question was, what if I don't know how to have classes? What do I do? ? And then the follow-up is, do I have to do classes? So what if I don't know how to have classes? Well, you just need to ask me and I will help you create your first class. I enjoy doing that for my Inspired Daisies. Like, I thrive on that because whenever I teach a class, I just have so much fun and I enjoy it. And it's just so heartwarming when I see smiles on other stampers' faces. It just lights me up. And I want that person to have that same experience. So if you don't know how to have your classes, how you run them, I'll help you with that. And do I have to do classes? Nope. No, you don't. Like I mentioned, you can just purchase that starter kit and be good to go. And that's all you need to do. It's totally your choice. You don't have to complete videos, have a blog, emails. Just be your best customer and be good with that. Third question, what do I need to spend per quarter to be a hobby demonstrator? Okay, so say you joined today, January 4th. We have already started the quarter. So Stampin' Up quarters start, they go October, November, and December. So that's quarter number 1. January, February, and March is quarter 2. And then April, May, and June is 3. And then July, August, September is the final quarter 4. So since we've already started quarter 1, or the second quarter, you do not have to, you don't have to, you're kind of in the quarter already. So that one doesn't count. So your next quarter, quarter three, would be the beginning of that. Um, so your first quarter would start on January, February, March, April, May, and June. So by June 30th, 2024, you would have had to either purchase or sold, or a combination of both, $300 worth of Stampin' Up! Products. If you did not do that, then you would go into pending, all right, the following month. And what pending is that you get a chance to make that up. And if you do, then that's great. You're still an active demonstrator. All right. And then if you don't, then you just become my customer once again. Can you join again after? Yes, you can. Under me, you can join that next day you are, or the first day you're in pending, or actually, sorry, you are not a demonstrator anymore. You can re-sign up and purchase a starter kit all over again. Or if you would rather sign up under somebody else, you have to wait 90 days, and that's a Stampin' Up! Policy. So hopefully you understand that. If not, then I can follow up. All right, and then do I need to sell to remain active is the last question that was posted on my survey. And you don't need to sell to remain active. You need to just meet your minimum quarter of $300. And again, that depends. Your first full quarter depends on when you join Stampin' Up! So those are the 4 questions, or maybe 7 or whatever questions that I received on the survey. So if you have any other questions, you can post them in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer those. All right. So another thing that I would go over with you as it's a first year toolkit that Stampin' Up! Has. And I go over this in my mind with every new person that joins. And first of all, I find out, what is most important to that person, whether it's stamping, their family and friends, or they just want to be hobby, they just want to be left alone. I have some team members that they just want to be left alone and just purchase on their own and be good with that, and that's fine. I have others that, they come to every single team meeting, they do challenges. It's just totally up to you. There is no pressure to do anything that you don't want to do. So I do go over the goal setting with that person, or, I kind of ask questions about that, and I just leave it up to that downline. Okay, so that's a 2-page kind of worksheet. And then another thing I would like to go over is some of the testimonials from my team members. So I put out a question to them, and I said, why did you join Stampin' Up? And I will read through, I'm not going to read through everyone, but I've got Teresa, Debbie, Barbara, Jody, Carol, Lynn, and Christine. So I'll go over a couple of those. And let's see, let's go over Debbie's. It's short and quick and simple, 1 sentence. I started because I wanted the discount. Okay, so I don't blame her. I don't think there's a lot of us that like to pay retail pricing. And when you're a customer, that's what you do. You will be purchasing Stampin' Up! Products at retail. I would say join Stampin' Up! Because you're going to get that immediate 20% discount on your first demonstrator order. Okay, and then we also have, I like this one, Jody, because it gives a different outlook. Jody is she's a stamper, and she actually now runs some classes once in a while. So this is what Jody had to say. Support my habit as I'm addicted to their products. Their paper is amazing quality, and I use it the majority of time for both scrapbooking and card making. I've gained so much from Stampin' Up! I now love hosting workshops and card classes. I've met some wonderful people who I keep in close contact with, sharing our passion for card making and scrapbooking our memories. Jody H. And I, as a demonstrator who's business minded, I 100% agree with Jody. I've met some wonderful people who I keep in close contact with, and that is absolutely true. Even people that have been on my team that have left because of different situations in their household, I still am in touch with a lot of former downlines. Okay, Louise J. I joined Stampin' Up to broaden my ideas for cards and learn a new hobby. And that's kind of like me. I wanted to learn a new hobby. And then Lynn. Let's see what Lynn has to say. All right, we have the best quality and color cardstock and designer series paper I've ever seen. After watching several tutorials and seeing the cardstock and paper did not crack or tear when scored or folded, I wanted to see for myself. I was not disappointed. The colors were vibrant and beautiful. The paper was far better thickness than store-bought. 100% guarantee there. The fantastic color coordination throughout their products, paper, cardstock, ink, ribbon embellishments. And we'll talk about that during my class that I'll be teaching towards the end here. Because the Stampin' Up color coordination is absolutely, it's wonderful. Okay, so then another thing is where's our team from? It's just not in the state of Vermont. We have people in Kentucky, Montana, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Vermont, Colorado, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New York, and Texas. So you can see we're just not on the East Coast, we're through the United States. So that's super fun because, you know, the people on the West Coast, you know, I don't get out there very much, and they can kind of update us on life out there, and you know, their stamping could be totally different than people on the East Coast or Midwest, what have you. So I think it's great to have, you know, broaden the team and try to get as many members outside. Even though I love my Vermonters, I love to bring people inside as well. So my goal's always been to have at least one demonstrator from every state in the United States. So it's still my goal. All right. Also, when you become a demonstrator, I highly recommend that you download the handbook. You can print it out. I print it out. And it really gives a lot of information that you may need just to learn about the company on how to do things in the computer. But again, I'm going to give you that computer training if you want it. And then most recently, I did create a new calendar this year. It used to be like on a one-page sheet of paper, but I wanted people to know about team members. Hey, this is Karen's schedule. So you'll know that I'm always live. Not always, but 90% of the time I'm live on YouTube on Mondays at 7 p.m. On Tuesday, I bring the team weekly updates at 7 p.m. This is all Eastern time, by the way, on our Facebook group page. And I read the Stampin' Up updates, and then I have updates as well that I will let the team know about. We do have team meetings, 7 p.m. on the second Wednesday of the month, unless I need to change it. But it's generally speaking the second Wednesday of the month. I'll also say, hey, Paper Pumpkin begins on the 11th. My Aunt Sandra is actually coming tonight. And then we also have on here when I'm teaching classes. So on the 24th, I'll be at the Independent Living Facility, so they'll know I'm not reachable at that time. And then down here got cut off here. I teach a Parks and Recreation class, so I will be gone there as well. And then you can also see I've got a couple of trips planned based on Stampin' Up. So in March, I'm going to Houston, which is the On Stage event. I'm going a day early because you never know, East Coast to Houston, Texas, which I've never been to, by the way. You never know with planes. It gives me a buffer day because my first event starts in the evening on Thursday. And then we've got on stage, and then I return home on the 17th. I don't know why I put that on the 18th, but anyway, wait. Yeah, no, I'm going to be gone for a long time. And then, and then again, we got my Parks and Rec class. And then in May, I've got, I earned the incentive trip. So I'll be gone with that. And then I also have my hiking. So I always hike, take at least 2 weeks to hike. And with that, I'm not gone. I still check in, but I have my team leaders that help me out. So Louise, when I do the weekly updates, she will be providing the weekly updates for me. So I do appreciate that. And the last thing I want to say is our Inspired Daisies Team of Stampers. We are doing a Sale-a-bration celebration. It started actually in December, but they can qualify by advancing to the next title, have one or more recruits, or $900 in sales from December 1st to February 29th, 2024. They will earn the celebration that I'll be having on March 23rd. So that's kind of gives you an idea of Stampin' Up, or what I do for Stampin' Up and my team. So if there is no questions, I will proceed with the card class that I'm going to be providing to you. It's a very, very simple card class. It's easy and based on a beginner stamper. I just did this back in 11 o'clock during that time frame, and I'm going to change it up a little bit. I made thank you cards. This time I'm going to be using a different punch, and I'm going to try to use a different punch, and also making birthday cards. So anything that you see in front of you here that I use, I recommend putting in your starter kit. We all have to start someplace. One other punch that I showed on the other lives is my very, very favorite versatile punch, which is called the double oval punch. I say get this. It works great for different card making 3D. It's my go-to punch whenever I need a sentiment punched out really quickly with a background cardstock. It's my go-to punch. Okay, but the punch I hopefully will be working with, because I'm not sure, I'm doing this one on the fly, is the Heartfelt Hexagon punch. It's a newer punch. It's $22, so that's not bad for a punch price. All right, and then I'm going to be working with 2 different colors. I'm going to be working with Bubble Bath, which is new, and Pecan Pie, which is new for us as well. So a brown and a pink. Not sure how these will work, but we're going to give it a try. I also recommend dimensionals, the Stampin' Dimensionals. If you're not familiar, they are foam dots. They come in a package. I opened this up at the live, but 11 o'clock, but they come like this in a little solo bag. There's 300 in here, not including all the edge pieces here that you can just cut down to size. So there's 100 per sheet. I'll be using this one since I started using that one. The Glass Mat Studio, which you can see in front of me. It's still kind of buried here. Let's move this out of the way. You can see it a little bit more. So this is free. It's a $60 value. If you choose to purchase a starter kit, this can be on your, like, one of your freebies. It's a $60 value, like I mentioned. It comes with this little tray here, which is great for watercoloring. I use it. You can use put Stampin' Spots here. I put things on it so I don't lose things. So you'll see me kind of using it. I'm going to be using this later date to show you some color blending. I want to do some silhouettes. So I've ordered the blending brushes, the minis. So I'm just waiting for those to come in. And then I'll be creating some kind of silhouette cards. With the Glass Mat Studio, you receive this chamois. So I put mine in this little clear case from Stampin' Up. And it's really like, you can see where I wet it down because it's still kind of wet. It's very, very soft. It's thin. The rest of it is stiff because I do not have any water on it. What I do in my craft room is I have the Stampin' Mist stamp cleaner. It's handy dandy. You can have a spray bottle of water if you don't want to go run into your faucet. And I will just, oh, I got to do my left hand. I will just spray it down, just a small part of it. That way it's damp and it will clean my stamp. So from the previous class, I still have my thank you card that has got ink on it. So I wanted to show you how easy it is just to take this off. And you may, depending on how wet this is, you may get some remnants of like wetness here, bubbles. You can just stamp that off, or you can, like Karen does. I just used my shirt. It's actually water-based ink, so it's not going to hurt my shirt. I know it. And it's a dark blue Stampin' Up shirt. You can't see it, but I was going to do face-to-face today, but I can't rotate the camera down with my hand the way it is. So anyway, you didn't see that, but I just did clean that off or dry it off with my shirt. So I'm going to put this back in, but it does come with the Glass Mat Studio. I love it. It's very soft. It's thin. It will stain. Let me show you. It will stain, but that's okay. It will stain. A rag stain. I call it, you know, it's a chamois, but it's also kind of a rag as well. All right. The stamp set I highly suggest is one that is a sentiment stamp set, because that paper pumpkin kit that you will receive most likely will have some kind of imagery in it and not just sentiments. So you can take your chance there, or you can purchase a stamp set that has sentiments and kind of like flowers or, you know, something like that. So the reason why I like this one is because it has lots of different occasions, like Easter, happy holidays, birthdays. You mean so much to me. Best of luck. That can be used in like retirement cards. Shamrock, St. Patrick's Day. We've got Halloween on here. Valentine's thank you, which I've got a ton of thank you cards I've got ready to go. I send thank you cards out to everyone in my family that has given me a gift at Christmas time. So I hope you do that as well. And then cheers to you and the new year. I just sent this out to my team members along with my customer base as well. So this stamp set is $24. Love it. And it is available. Okay, I use most of the time my liquid glue. I find that's the easiest for me. Some people like a tape runner, so the Seal or Seal Plus. I like Seal Plus over the Seal, honestly. Paper snips are great. They're super sharp, and that's why they have this little cover on them, but this slides off and they can cut so close to the edge of paper. Fussy cutting is great. You won't see me fussy cutting for a while because I just can't do that with my hand. Blocks. I recommended some blocks, or I recommend 3 different sizes. And they are A, B, C, and D. So that's easy. A is a really tiny one. It's about 1 inch by inch. And then we move up to the B. Okay, we can actually use our grid here to tell us what size it is, because it's got a ruler on it. And it looks like it's about 1 3/4 by, wait a minute, hold on. It doesn't look square, but 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. Okay, and then the next one up is the C. which is almost 2 and almost 2. And then we got the D. I have mostly D blocks, and then my next one down is the C for quantity, and then the B. I like A, B, C, and D because that's the most, our stamps are kind of built around the A, B, C, and Ds. I do have some of the other ones, but that's where I kind of gravitate to. Your starter kit might want some Wink Castella because that glitters up a lot of things and makes them shine. The embellishments I chose today come from Sale-a-bration. These are earned free. You can earn them free with your first demonstrator order of $50 or more. It can be one of your free products you can select. And as you can see, I've used half the package. And that's because I've made 24 cards and added 3 to each card. I always like a bone folder because starting out, I didn't have one of these and I love using it. And then you can purchase the Take Your Pick tool. I have actually my own kind of piercing tool, which I make. So I'm going to be using that from now on. Okay, so now your class. How do I design a class? Well, this is going to be a really easy class. So what I would do is I'm going to clear my spot out of the way. Some of the things I don't need right now. So I have a little bit more room. And like I said, I'm working on the fly. So if this doesn't work out, I'll go back to the double oval punch. But I want to try the heartfelt hexagon with a bigger sentiment. So I'm going to be using the Flight and Airy designer paper, which you can receive for free from Sale-a-bration. Let me just grab that. And I'm going to show you the 6 patterns, or 12 patterns actually. It's double-sided. And I've got one sheet of every single design. So I choose paper that I gravitate to. Okay, meaning that I like the colors. I like, oh, I'm getting some sun here. Sorry. Let me, hold on. I got to change. The sun's out, which is not like usual. It's like been cloudy for 2 weeks. So let me just close my shade here. Hopefully that works. Oh, kind of does, kind of doesn't. Okay, I'll try to do my best here. So I gravitate towards colors I enjoy using, that I have, and that are fun. I'm an earth tone person, and oh, this is still not working. Hold on. What can I do? Well, the sun should be going around the front of my house pretty soon, hopefully. Maybe a cloud will come. Okay, if this really is bothering you, let me know. Okay, so I gravitate towards colors I like, and I'm earth toned, so, and I love greens. You can ask any of my team members. I gravitate towards greens. My very favorite green color is Evening Evergreen, and they don't have it anymore. I'm hoping that at some point they'll bring it back in. But there's different color greens here, which is great. I like that. So the other side has got some nice floral, which has that boho blue background. Oh, this is still not working. Oh, so, let me try my shade again. I'm so sorry. It's just the way it's coming in. Let me roll my table. It wasn't like this earlier, so let me just see what I can do. It's so weird that we actually have sun. And I got cords going every which way. So let me just try to turn my desk. Well, I don't think I can handle it. It's not going to work. Okay, let's go back to the paper here. And I'll just have to deal with it. I like this page because it can be like a scrapbooking page in a way. And then the back side is the brown here. I'm using this in my free with a purchase class with the Cutest Cows bundle. If you haven't checked that one out, please do, because that is so fun. And then here's some more. And then we've got this page here with the big birds. You can fussy cut those out or use a circle punch. That would be fun. And then here's this pattern. I'm going to be using this pattern here. But there was one other pattern. Let me see, where did it go? Yeah, this one here. This one you can fussy cut. I have done it plenty of times. You can also use a circle punch to punch out these as well. So some different things that you can do with our paper that is kind of fun. All right, so let's put this aside. Also, I want to talk about real quick is on the back side of our designer paper, it's going to tell you what colors are in the paper. And they're listed right underneath here under the title. And let's see, I'm going to be using this sheet. And then when I design a class, I take all those colors that are in the paper and I fan them out like this. And then I take my paper and I just take it up to the color of cardstock. So that's boho blue, bubble bath, Calypso coral, crumb cake, daffodil delight, flirty flamingo. I love flirty flamingo, fresh freesia, garden green, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Pecan Pie, Soft Succulent, and then our basic white. I'm going to use basic white for our card bases because that way you don't have to have an inside panel on a darker color. And then I have chosen, because I've already used Garden Green and Misty Moonlight, look, I'll show you later. And I've used Flirty Flamingo and Boho Blue. I thought I would use Pecan Pie and Bubble Bath. I'm going to try that and see how it goes. All right, so the first thing I want to do, I've got here my basic white, and that's for stamping. My other basic white is, what did I do with it? Oh gosh, I had 6 sheets of the thick white out. I might have to just go run over and grab some. But I have 2 sheets of Pecan Pie and I have 2 sheets of Bubble Bath. Now don't forget, I'm a brand new stamper and I don't have anything, so I don't even have scraps of these 2 colors. And I've got my white, and let me just grab 6 sheets of thick. So this is thick basic white, and I like this for our card bases. So we can get 2 card bases out of 1 sheet of 8.5 by 11. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Okay, so that'll make 12 cards. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work with my designer paper because that is the biggest piece here. So I'm going to take my Stampin' Trimmer, and this is directional paper, and so got to be careful. We don't want to put anything on upside down. And I'm going to make my cards portrait. So I need to cut this 3 inches, 3 by 12. So I'm going to take my trimmer and I'm going to just cut it straight up. And then I'm going to do that another time and then one more time. So then I'll have 4 strips of 3 by 12. With our Stampin' Trimmers, we can put 2 sheets, even more. I'm going to just do 2 for simplicity. 2 sheets together. Just make sure they're lined up and the same. Oh, it doesn't look like I cut that very straight. I'll blame it on my hand. But now I want to cut them at the 4-inch mark. So now they're going to be 3 by 4. So that's 2 pieces and another one and then another one. So now I have 6. Okay. And then we're going to do that one more time. I like the 3 by 4s because it gives you a nice look of designer paper. You can see the patterns. And you can make 12 cards out of one sheet. This is a great way to mass produce cards that you kind of need on the fly. Okay, so now I have 12 of these. We'll put them over here. Next up is, why don't I just score and cut the sheets. So I wanted to do the cards differently. So I'm going to score on the 5.5 inch line. So my longer side is there, 8.5 by, or the 11 inch. And then I'm going to take my light gray scoring blade and I'm going to score it. And then I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to do that 5 more times. So again, we're going to turn it and we're going to score at 5 1/4. I mean 5.5, sorry. And then rotate and cut at 4 1/4. Okay, and then we've got another one. Man, I think a lot of my team members are watching me. Thank you so much for your support. See, we do support each other. That's awesome. Okay, so again, 5.5 and turn to 4 1/4. That's 2, 4, 6. I'm gonna find that pile of 6 sheets that I kind of set somewhere. Okay. Oops, my cat just came in, so you might hear her meow. Her name is called Fuzzy because she's very fuzzy. And I think that's why I have allergies, but I won't get rid of her. I've had her since we moved. So I think she's about 10 years old. She was one of our barn cats when we lived on the dairy farm. And we took her with us. And she's been a delight. Even though she likes to go outside in the middle of the night and we have to let her. Okay, so that should be 6. So, or I mean 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wish I had my other hand. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That one more sheet must be. 11 and 12. So again, 5.5 and cut at 4 1/4. Okay, so now that's 12 card bases. Okay, next up is our panels. So our DSP, designer paper, is cut 3 by 4. So I'm going to cut 1 sheet of pecan pie and 1 sheet of bubble bath. And I'm going to cut it down to 4 1/4. So with our trimmers, we can put 2 sheets of cardstock together. And just make sure you have a sharp blade. And then I'm going to cut at, let me see, 4 1/4. I might just have to go up and down a couple times. Okay. Now I'm going to rotate to 3 1/4. So now this is going to be 3 1/4 across by 4 1/4 tall. You can get 6 sheets out of 1 8.5 by 11. I'm going to use the remaining piece, which are these, for something else. So I'm not having any waste whatsoever. with this design. So again, I'm taking that 4 1/4 by 11 sheet, putting them two together and cutting at the 3 1/4. Sorry, that's a lot of loud noise with the trimmer, but you know, blame it on this darn hand, but it's feeling better, so I'm happy about that. I wasn't able to do this like 3 days ago, so super excited that I can use my trimmer. Okay, so now we should have 12 of these, 6 each of different colors. Now what I'm going to take, I have to do this individually because they're going to be small. I don't want any waste from this, so I'm going to cut this down, the bubble bath, to 1/2 inch. So it's 1/2 inch by 4 1/4, and I'm going to do that again. Okay, I'm using the right side of my trimmer to look at the measurements. Okay, so let me just stack those up, and I want to put these over here. So I'm going to have 2 different sizes. Okay, we'll do that again with the bubble bath. We're going to cut it 1/2 inch and another 1/2 inch. Okay, and then it's about 1/4 inch that's left. Okay, so we got that pile. We're going to do the same thing with a pecan pie. There's 1. So that's going to give us 6 strips. And then 1 more. Okay, so now I've got 6. And a total of 12. Am I all done? Let me think. I gotta think where I'm at. Yes, I think I'm all done with the trimmer. So I'm gonna put that away. And then the sheet of bubble bath. Oh no, I'm not done with the trimmer. Oh yes, I am. Sorry. I was thinking of the double oval punch. So since I'm a beginner stamper, I don't have any scraps yet. So I am going to, wait, do I need this? I don't need this with this punch, the way I'm going to do this. I don't think. So I'm going to take that basic white, and I'm going to use that hexagon, heartfelt hexagon, and I'm going to just, sorry, I'm going to punch this out 12 times. 2. I like to punch my shapes out first before I stamp. Like, I like to do it this way. I think I save more paper doing it this way. And if I mess up on stamping, well, that's okay, because we have 2 sides to every piece of paper. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So this is going to actually help me because I'm participating in a craft fair in February. So I need to bulk up on some cards. So this is going to be very helpful. Okay, so now we're going to stamp 6 times in bubble bath and 6 times in pecan pie. But I'm going to check first to make sure it's going to look okay with just one before I kind of waste it all. So I'm going to stamp in bubble bath, and I'm going to just set this aside. I just matched up those. And let's take our bubble bath, and we'll pop this open. And I'm going to use my happiest of birthdays. I haven't used bubble bath in so long, so hopefully this ink pad is going to be good. And I'm just going to center that amongst that. Oh, I love that font. That's awesome. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this and see if I think that's going to look good. I think that's going to look excellent. So I'm going to go with a heartfelt punch. So I need to stamp this 4 or 5 more times in bubble bath. I enjoy mass producing. And when I mass produce, I do one step at a time. That way, I can focus better. My brain focuses better. I can actually watch and listen to TV because sometimes that gets me through my days. A movie, especially movies on the weekends. Okay, and then now we got to switch over to our pecan pie. So I'm going to close this ink pad. I'm going to open up this one. And then I'm going to find my chamois. And I'm going to clean that stamp. So I'm going to take this chamois, which is still wet. And I'm just going to clean it off. Okay. And then I'll put it back in that case. And it looks pretty dry, but I'm just going to pat it there and be good. I'll go over there. And now we go and stamp these with pecan pie. And pecan pie is kind of like a brown color. It's not really dark and it's not really light. That looks sharp. So I chose pecan pie because of the brown color of the branch. And this deep dark color will pop off of the designer paper. Okay, so we have 3 more to go. I just love this font. I haven't used the birthday yet. Again, this is, what is this called? Throughout the years. It's $24. Definitely add it to your starter kit. Okay, so we have all that stamped. I think we're all done stamping. Yes. And now it's just assembling. So to do that, I'm going to start out with my card bases and I'm going to fold and burnish them first. Okay, so that'll be 12 times. The reason why we fold and burnish is that our card base will lay flat for us. Hey, Jess. Nice to see you on here. So if I didn't do that and I just folded it and like did this, well then look what happens to our card base. All right, it's popped up. So if I got some ink there. I'm gonna turn it over. So if I burnish it with my bone folder, it's gonna stay down a lot better and it's easy to work with that way. Okay, so just fold and just kind of burnish it 2 times. I was not able to burnish with this hand because I haven't, when I had my surgery last Friday, I had 3 things done. And it was a carpal tunnel release, a trigger finger release, and I had a cyst removed. So I have 2 incisions in my hand. I got one right here in the middle, and then I have one, of course, at the wrist. So when I burnish, it really kind of doesn't feel good in the middle. But I am improving every single day. Whoops. And hopefully next week, I'll be fully healed. They didn't use stitches. They used steri strips, which is kind of weird, but I guess that's what you use with hands. Okay, there's our card bases. Those are all prepped, ready to go. And the next step is just to adhere our designer paper to the panel. And so I'll just take my liquid glue and I'm just going to tap it here on this silicone mat. I don't care if there's glue on it because that's going to come right off. Either put it in your sink or you can use your chamois. It will not apparently stain. Okay, so there I layered it onto some bubble bath. Now, if this had a pattern on the other side, I would probably flip it over. And so it'd have multiple color or patterns. Since it's only got like the birds on it. And I'm just going to use one side. The back side would be really good to highlight with banners. You could actually stamp on it as well because it's light enough. So again, I am mass producing and showing you a very easy card layout with no waste whatsoever from your paper. So I took a 12 by 12 of the Flight and Airy designer paper, which you can earn for free with a $50 order. And then I cut, so that was 3 by 4. And then I cut my panels in Bubble Bath and Pecan Pie, which are 2 of the many colors in this paper. And I cut it 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Then I cut down the remaining pieces of those cardstocks, which you can kind of see on the mat there, into strips. And we'll use those strips as part of the card design. Again, no leftover paper whatsoever. For the envelope, I'm not going to design the envelope, but you could stamp, use a different stamp to add like a design of a flower on it, or you could stamp happy birthday, use the same sentiment stamp set, or you could add strips of DSP to the front of the card on the left side. I do that quite often, or you can add designer paper to the envelope flap. Those are some ways that you can dress up your envelopes. Another way is if you have a Stampin' Cut emboss machine and some embossing folders, you can take that envelope flap and run it, just the envelope flap, to the embossing machine to get a nice embossed flap. That's really cool too. If you haven't tried that and you have all those things, an embossing machine and embossing folder, some envelopes, give it a try. Okay, we're getting down there. I think we have, just a few left. Another color that's going to look really good with this as like a background is the Fresh Freesia. Calypso Coral too would look really nice. And then on the birds that have the yellow in them, the Daffodil Delight, I would select the Daffodil Delight as the background panel of the 3 by 4. That one's not centered. There we go. Okay, so now we have all of these panels done. Okay, what I would do next is I'm going to sort them because I want the same color in the same pile. It's like a deck of cards. Okay, so I've got all my Bubble Bath in one pile, and I have all of my Pecan Pie. Okay, so now let's prep the sentiments. They're all the same. So I'm going to flip them over. Okay, got a lot of little sentiments here. I'm going to use my Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm going to see if I can get away with just 3. 1, 2, and 3. Yes. So instead of 4, you can add 3 dimensionals in a triangle formation and be good with that. Oh, shoot. I think I am locked up. Okay, are you guys with me? I'm sorry about that. My phone locked up. I got 20% left. But anyway, so you can create a triangle with your dimensionals. I got to speed it up because I can't put my cord on my phone because it's too far away. So I might do half of these. Let's see. Because I want to show you the other ones too. All right. Thank you, Debbie. I'll see you later. Enjoy your granddaughter and grandson. I'm sure that's where you're headed. She's lucky. She has them like right next door to her. Mine live 190 miles away. And it's a lot closer than what it used to be, but I don't really like it that far away. But if I was to move, then I would meet more people by paper crafting, which I really like that. So, okay. I just sped that up quite quickly. Now, those strips. I'm going to try to complete 3 in each instead of all 12 because I'm afraid my phone is going to die out. So, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some strips to the card base. So I'm going to take this strip, the 1/2-inch strip, and I'm just going to add some glue. And then I'm going to just center it in the middle of this card base. And I'm just eyeballing it. You can use the ruler on the glass mat if you would like to. I'm going to add another one here. Going across. And then let's add the pecan pie. Oops. If there's still time left on my camera or my phone, I'll go back and create as many as I can. And then, let's see. Hold on, I gotta look. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I've got 3 of those, and I'm gonna do 3 strips of the tiny, tiny strips. So I would not put these going horizontally. What I would do is put them going on a diagonal like this, because they're too small to go horizontally, but they'll work fine going this way. Okay, so again, we've got some glue there. Another reason why I like to use the glue is because it is quick. Oops, I just used the wrong color. Oh well, let me just use another one of these. I just grabbed the one that I was looking at first. Okay. Oh, yeah, wait, I just had a... Okay, so now we have the strip sign. Now I'm going to match up the coordinating panel to the strip color. So we'll grab our glue, and I got to stand up for this step. I'm going to just add it to the front the best I can. And again, I'll take the glue. Now, if you want to see the other cards that I created, just go to my first presentation at 11 o'clock, and just you can fast forward it to the card production. Then you can see the same thing in just different colors. But I will show you the colors after I get these 6 done. And then if there's still time on my phone, I will complete the rest live with you. This design also lets you create cards without having to have a lot of supplies on hand as a beginner stamper. Again, I was there at one point in my life that I didn't have anything because I didn't do this. I didn't know how to make cards. Jennifer Drury, she taught me how, and then now I teach you. So it's been fun. All right, so now the bubble bath. So let me just quickly turn these over to see my colors. Enough of them. I'm going to use my little piercing tool. Let's see. I need the pecan pie. I'm going to stack these back up, actually. All right, and now I'm just going to center these right here. Isn't that great? I think this is wonderful. Okay, and then let's add another pecan pie. I'm just trying to center them amongst the strip that's going across. And next we'll work on the bubble bath. Okay, so we've got 3 of those. 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to take these, oops, wrong color probably. Yep. Take these backings off first. I'm just like throwing them everywhere. I've got a broom. I'll sweep them up. I find them everywhere, like in my car, at work. I actually got a Stampin' Up order, and there was a back of a dimensional in the box, and I didn't order any dimensionals, so that was kind of funny. The next step, if you wanted to, you could be good with this, right? Or if you wanted to add some gems, you can do that. You can use the free ones that are being offered during Sale-a-bration with a $50 order or more. You can select these. And I like these because they have a lot of the colors in them. And they're free. So I will just add 3 to each card randomly. 1, let's see. Where did that one go? Okay, it's right there. So I couldn't even see it. So I want to put them on so that they're not up and down or straight across. So I usually create triangles. And I think that works the best here. So I'm going to put that one over there. All right, so here's that one. That one is all done. And next color is this pecan pie. This one really shows up because it's a dark color on the lighter colors, but still it's bringing out the brown in the branch there. So let's see. I'm just going to put this one down here. I like to find white space to put them in. Let's see. Okay, and let's add this one here. Oh, my cat's, she's been crazy. I swear I bring her hair everywhere I go. 1, 2, and 3. Oops. That one's straight across. I don't want that. Oops. Put it down a little bit lower. Okay, and then let's see, we've got 3 more. And then after this, I'll show you all the cards I made, and then I'll try to finish up the rest. Oops. let's see, 1, 2, and 3. What time is it? Oh, my husband won't be home for a bit, another 50 minutes. Let's see, 1, all right, 2, and 1 more left. Come on. Okay, so now I got 6 done. And now I want to show you all the ones that I've already made the same way, but just different colors. All right, so we'll put them on the mat here so you can kind of see. All right, so we got pecan pie. I really like this punch too. And it's less punching because we only have 1 white. Okay, so that's that one. All right, then we have the bubble bath. And then the next up is garden green. Okay, so we have 2 different patterns with this one. I use the front and the back side. So here is the garden green. And then here's the reverse side of that pattern. Okay, I'm gonna slide these all over. And these are all thank you cards that I've made. I will either use them for thank you cards for myself or put them in my craft fair in February. Then we used Misty Moonlight. So I have those here. 6 of these. And you use the reverse side. And next up is Flirty Flamingo. And I think I have 6 of the same cut. Yes. So 6 of the same. And I used this pattern here is the same as this one. And then I have Boho Blue, which is this one. Okay, so that is your class. Aren't they beautiful, Carla? They are so pretty. And just, it's a very, very basic card design that works very well. Just use your paper. Minimal supplies. I would have to see what this costs to make it. But I'm very, very pleased with it. Yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know. I am going to finish up working on these cards. I've got 6 more to go. And then I'm going to have to sign off, and I need to get ready for my aunt and her son-in-law coming because they're going to spend the night here with us before they head back all the way to Massachusetts. So I've got 6 more cards to make, and I might as well make them because if I don't do that now, they're going to sit for Debbie to come, and I will have 6 more cards in my stash too. So we all can chit chat. Okay, so let me just grab here. I'm going to grab this craft mat again because I like to bang that glue on here instead of the glass. So again, we're just going to take that 1/2-inch strip, no waste. I need a card name for this, like it's a no waste at all card. That doesn't sound very good, so I need something else. And just like 1 line of the liquid glue is all you need. Oh shoot, I froze up again. That's my second warning. There we go. All right, we should be live again. So that means I have 10% left on my phone. That's okay. All right, we got 3 more, looks like. I like this design too because now I have no pickup with extra pieces of paper laying around too. So if you're watching and you are not a demonstrator, we would love to have you on the Inspired Daisies team. There's a wonderful Sale-a-bration is a great time to join Stampin' Up. That's when I joined during Sale-a-bration. It's a time when a lot of my customers, I think everyone on the Inspired Daisies team has been a previous customer of mine. And they joined for the discount, or those testimonials I read that you can download on my website is the reason why they signed. So I enjoy not paying retail for my paper crafting. Now this piece here, this one was angled too high, so I'm going to try to salvage it. Just need to drop it down a little bit. Oops, no, I don't want that upside down. There we go. I totally was not paying attention to the colors I was putting down on the card base, so I don't think I've screwed up yet. That's why you keep your piles the same thing. Do the same colors, same thing, or else you kind of get distracted and you make mistakes. But thankfully, the mistakes I have made so far tonight, or this afternoon, have been manageable and I've been able to salvage. Another trick is, say, I've done this before, where I have put my card front on upside down, and there's no way to fix that if I was to tear off the card front. So what I do in that situation is I will cut down the front, so just cut it on that score line, and then just pop it on another basic white card base with dimensionals, and no one will ever know. All right, here's the last one. This one, the strip did not get centered correctly. Okay, so now let's pile these into colors. And then we've got all of our sentiments over here. And I'm going to use my little handmade pokey tool. And I'm just going to take those backings off as quick as I can. And then I'm just going to move those sentiments over to the right side so they're not sticking to my glove. Hello, Mary. Mary Sickler from Casper, Wyoming. Have I been to Wyoming? I have been to Wyoming when I was very young, probably about, my guess, I was 6 to 8 years old. We took 3 weeks out of school. It was so fun. We got to 3 weeks out of school, grade school, and my parents had a truck camper, and we drove from Vermont all the way out west. It's the furthest I've ever been. And we We just enjoyed traveling around the United States, learning about different things. A lot of things I can still remember, not good things actually. One was when my mom decided she was going to get out of the cab of the truck, and decided she wanted to go take a picture of a bear. I'm like, Mom, that's really not the smartest thing to do. Needless to say, my dad got her back in the truck. And then another one was said, well, three things really. My sister at one campground got bit by a German Shepherd. That's why I don't like dogs. And then another event was my mom and I were swimming in a in-ground pool. We had no idea what that little floating thing across the water meant until we actually went under it, and then we couldn't swim. So we had to be rescued. I was rescued by myself doing the dog paddle over to the ladder. My mom was, she was rescued by a 10-year-old. And I can still remember that day as clear as it was like yesterday. I don't remember what state we were in. I do remember that it was so hot that day. It must have been in the hundreds. And we just needed to be in the pool all day. And that was a pretty eventful day. It's funny the things that you remember from just your early days. Looks like I'm very close to being done, folks. I hope you have enjoyed this class. I know I have. I've made it 1, 2, 3 times today. One for myself, one for the 11 o'clock group, and one for you folks. And again, I hope you consider joining Stampin' Up. It's a fun group. Our group Inspired Daisies, a lot of you are watching, which is, I appreciate you. And that just shows how much we support each other. We have a no judgment zone on our team, and make it that way. So we all feel appreciated. So that is it. I completed 36 cards today. I am so happy. 12 birthday cards, and the rest are thank you cards. Look at all this. And I was able to spend it with you folks crafting. So that's what paper crafting's all about. Look at all this. It's so much fun. So if you have any questions, let me know. You can email me, Karen@inspiredbygram.com. All the information will be in the description box, how you can join our team, anything. Oh, Fuzzy just said hello. Let's see if we have any other questions. Doesn't look like it. So I am going to sign off and eat a little snack, and then get ready for my aunt and my, my cousin-in-law to arrive between 5 and 5:30. And he's a hiker, so we're going to talk hiking. Okay, you guys be well, and thank you so much for joining me today. I have had a lot of fun time today. Lots of fun minutes with you. All right, take care. Be well.